and welcome back to the program. You're watching Morning Thailand with Phi and Golf. Of course, like I said, there has been a report since yesterday in terms of the indictment for Kun Abhisit Vejchajiwat, the former Prime Minister during the time of 2010 violence, as well as the Deputy Prime Minister Kun Suthep Thuksuban, the Deputy Prime Minister at the time. There has been the indictment that been released against from the Attorney General Office, the Office of Attorney General, the OAG. And Kun Abhisit has mentioned since yesterday, and I reported about it, saying that he was quite suspicious about the whole incident because the whole indictment was supposed to be announced today on the 31st, but it was actually announced quite a few days earlier, 2 days earlier than is expected, and he didn't understand why it needs to be that fast. However, of course, yesterday, Kun Suthep Thuksuban as well as Kun Abhisit Vejchajiwat mentioned that both of them will be at the court today to meet with the prosecutors to hear about the indictment in person, even though it's official now. We all know, the rest of the country know that they are indicted for the 2010 crackdown. Now, of course, at the time when Kun Abhisit Vejchajiwat was a former prime minister to the government, the crackdown led by Center for the Resolution of Emergency Situation, or CRES, was chaired by Deputy Prime Minister at the time, Kun Suthep Thuksuban, was actually has been tasked with handling the crowds. And we know that what happened, it seems like the situation was actually heightened and a lot of violence were instigated. And later on in the night, there has been a talk of men in black and a lot of spray bullets flying around. A lot of people were killed at the time. So at this point, it seems like they will have to answer to this particular question, and they will go to meet the prosecutors in person to see what can be done. However, these two has already also talked about the possibility of them countersue the Attorney General Office for wrongful indictment against them. Because according to Kun Abhisit, he said that he was actually acting for the on behalf of the entire country, and of course Kun Suthep is trying to keep peace and order at the time, and it was a necessary, I believe, orders or necessary measures at the time, they believe. But in terms of the men in black, they still say that that's not one of the officers that belongs to the government at the time. Now, the DSI has also talked a little bit about looking into the case of attempted murder along with murder case. So attempted murder would involve a lot of people that got injured as well. That's cover quite a bit of numbers of officers and officials. But the former Prime Minister Kun Abhisit said that the DSI, to look into this particular case, it should be over the authorities of DSI itself. The case should be under the purview of the National Anti-Corruption Commission instead, if they would like to actually look into this particular case against them. Now, the DSI cited in its report that the two, Kun Suthep and Kun Abhisit, might have abused their power overseeing the CRES. And so they say that, therefore, the case related to criminal offense. And at this point, Kun Abhisit questioned the legal questioning of the DSI itself. And I guess they are making the case that the DSI, along with the Office of Attorney General, probably work in favor of the government to go against them. I guess this case, we're going to have to see whether or not Kun Abhisit and Kun Suthep will be able to make that case today, and whether or not they will countersue the Attorney General.
However, one of the important topics there, because the issue of the black men,
the men in black,
the men in black has been excluded from the deliberation of the, according to the OAG statement. Now it seems that Kun Abhisit and Kun Suthep having a lot to do right now because
Yeah.
earlier in the day they will go to the OAG's headquarters, and afterwards at 6 p.m. you can meet him at the Samsen railway station starting at 6 p.m.
Right.
today, and make sure that you are wearing black in order to join the demonstration against in opposition to the amnesty bill.
And that's just, I think that's one of the
What?
things that's quite funny because
Yeah.
everybody's going to have to wear black because we are in mourning for the
his
Supreme
holy, yeah.
Patriarch. So it's almost like, okay, we're going to wear black anyway, regardless of supporting you or not.
No white. Just
Oh,
black, all
right.
black.
All
Yeah, in
right.
support of the Democrat Party. Yesterday, Kun Suthep, Suban, a Democrat MP, had read out a party statement announcing the protest, the official announcement in front of the statue of King Rama VII outside the parliament. He said the party wants to declare its intention to join people throughout the country in opposition to the amnesty bill, and all people from all walks of life are invited to join the rally. He said that the party, the people and businesses around the country will continue the rally until the government agrees to drop this particular bill. And along with the press announcement, 4 party executives and deputy leaders had announced their resignation from their party positions on Wednesday as well, so they could give their full attention to leading the protest. They are Kun Isara Somchai, Kun Korn Jatikawanish, Kun Thawon Seniam, and Kun Siriwan Prasachak Satru, and all of them will still continue their roles as the MP. Kun Isara said the 4 had decided to resign because if they take part in the rally while holding the executive party positions, their opponents, the government, might petition to the Election Commission asking for the dissolution of the Democrat Party. And not just the Democrat Party that are preparing to stage a rally. The V for Thailand group has issued a statement calling
The
on
white
its
mask,
supporters,
right?
the white mask, to join the Samsen rally as well. V for Thailand said on their Facebook page that medical and nursing students from various hospitals would gather in front of the office of the Foundation for the Blind opposite to the Ramathibodi Hospital on Rama VI Road at 5 p.m. before marching to show their moral support for the anti-government protesters at the Urupong intersection. So yesterday, security agencies had held a talk with the Prime Minister Kun Yingluck Shinawatra and the cabinet ministers at the government house on the eve of the demonstration to evaluate the situation. Lieutenant General Lieutenant General Paradon Patanathabut, the National Security Chief, said that the security authority remain confident of their ability to control the rally because the protesters said that they would not move to the parliament. They'll just stay there. Kun Yingluck Shinawatra admitted as well that she's concerned about the situation, so she's calling on all groups opposing the amnesty bill to stage peaceful and lawful rallies and to avoid blocking the traffic as well. Meanwhile, Kun Jarupong Rungsuwan, the Interior Minister, had instructed the provincial governors nationwide to be on alert and order the chiefs of all districts to monitor political movements in their areas. He said governors were authorized to impose the Disaster Prevention and Mitigation Act in case of untoward incidents or violence in their respective provinces. So the government is now preparing to cope with any situation that could happened in the near future, and not just in Bangkok but in the upcountry as well. But so far we haven't seen any checkpoints
Right.
on
To prevent people from coming into Bangkok, right? Well, that's one of the things that's quite tricky because we do want to promote, democracy and the rights to voice their own views and such, but we want to make sure that there's no repeat of the violence way back 2 years ago or even further than that in 2008, 2009, 2010. It seems like we're in quite a bit of a deadlock for the past 7 years. So, well, with that, we're going to take a short break because Kun Chen apparently will give us a little bit more information in terms of what is going on, what are the natures of these demonstrations, and perhaps giving us a little bit more understanding on these particular issues. So please stay tuned.